future for that country, in their view, is education and political evolution. The Prime Minister gave an interview to CNN a couple of years back that said, you know, whether you like democracy or not, it's knocking at the door, and if you don't open the door, it's going to knock it down. This is a state that clearly has a long-term view of the future, and everything it does is long-term. They do obviously, like everybody else, do short-term projects, but primarily what they are looking for is long-term relationships, long-term investments, long-term business, long-term education. So their horizon is the generation beyond the generation now in school. American-Qatari business relationships, which is the reason we're all here. I don't have to encourage anybody in the hydrocarbon and industrial field. There are 10 American companies that are doing an incredible amount of business. ExxonMobil, in 1 year, actually had 40% of its worldwide profits came out of its country operations. Lunodo for Mobil was a great profit. We are the biggest single source of imports into Qatar. Unfortunately, they're all in the heavy industrial and capital goods area. We have very low penetration in consumer goods and related services, small business, and so forth. In construction, we have a number of American companies doing quite well as project managers. We haven't done so well getting down into the lower levels of construction. There are several reasons for this. First one is the way American small and medium-sized business is organized. We tend to have a very short-term outlook. You will not do business in Qatar if you're not there to develop the personal relationships that enable people to get comfortable with you. Comfort, familiarity, and trust are more important than the actual bottom line price. You can't be that much more expensive, but you can be 5% off and you'll still get the business if they like you. If they like you and have done business with you and you did a good job for them, the last time you can be 6 or 7% more expensive and they're still going to do business with you. But you have to begin by building up a relationship. And that relationship means, frankly, in very simple terms, someone's got to go sit there. Someone's got to go out there from your company, who knows the company, who knows what it does, who can get to meet people, who can circulate in the relatively small business community there, and develop the sorts of relationships that when he bids on a project or joint ventures with a Qatari company that is bidding on a project, that they're comfortable with him. That they're comfortable, they'll go to him rather than to the other guy. That means an investment. That means an investment of time and of money. It means that before the first contract is written, you're going to have lost $500,000, not lost, you will have invested $500,000 to $1 million just being out there and working with them. Later on, I'll say there's other ways to work around this, but it's not free. It's not free going out there. One of the disadvantages we face, particularly with European small to medium-sized enterprises, is that they are closer. It is a lot easier to get there from London or from Paris or from Rome than it is from Washington, D.C. or New York or Houston or hopefully Atlanta when Qatar Airways starts flying in here with passengers. But the worst problem is the short-term way in which our accountants run our companies. I've had the same conversation over and over again, where I explain to somebody that we have to go out there. You have to go out there and you have to sit there. I'll help you do it. We can figure out how to do it. But you have to sit there and you have to spend some money for a period of time before the contracts come in. To which the response from the company accountant is, well, I can't put someone there unless I have already have a contract, so I have a profit coming in to justify the $500,000 I'm spending. And to which my response is, if you don't go out there, you're not going to have the contract. And this chicken and egg. Unfortunately, I have to say that the majority of people with whom I have dealt in the past prefer not to risk the money in the short term. The same companies that are willing to spend $500,000, $2 million, $10 million on advertising are not prepared to invest $500,000 sitting in Qatar looking for business. And we have advantages. We have fantastic advantages. Our product we produce, whether it's a piece of machinery or the professional services, is first class. It's as good or better than anybody else around the world makes it. Our prices are very competitive. Everything should be in our favor. Even American labor